Welcome to this Financial Assistance Workshop for Call 1 2023 to 2024. My name is Alison Brady and I am the Project Support Officer of the Programmes Unit. Introduction. Aim: to inform you of the funding available to assist you with the application process and highlight the changes in the financial assistance process. General financial assistance guidance can be found on slides 3 to 7. Summary of the programmes on slides 8 to 23, application and EGMS guidance on slides 24 to 36, accepting the letter of offer on slides 37 to 40, and procurement guidance on slide 41, and where you can get additional help can be found on slide 42. General financial assistance guidance. Newry, Mourne and Down District Council invite applications for financial assistance from the community and voluntary sector. The private sector is welcome to apply for the Tourism Events Programme. All projects must take place between the 1st of April 2023 and the 18th of March 2024. The closing date for applications is 12 noon on Tuesday the 17th of January 2023 for all themes except Community Capital for Community Facilities, which closes at 12 noon on Tuesday the 14th of February 2023. Applications should be completed on the Electronic Grant Management System, EGMS for short, which can be found at https://newrymoredown.eformz.info. Late applications will not be considered. Key changes in effect from Call 1 2023 to 2024. EGMS is getting additional functionality to enable up to 4 claims to be submitted electronically, and additional information will be added to the Actions tab to help you keep track of which form applies to which project. Financial assistance budgets have been reduced significantly, so to ensure awarded money is used effectively, many of the notification processes, particularly for the letter of offer acceptance and claim submission, will be automated. If you do not accept your letter of offer or submit your claim within the required time frame, your project will automatically be closed and your money reallocated to scored and ranked projects. Letters of offer must be accepted within 30 days of issue. Claims must be submitted within 6 weeks of the end of your projects. If additional claims are required or your claim is reverted due to issues, there is a 2-week resubmission period. To ensure you don't miss important reminder emails, please ensure you use a regularly checked email address on your application. It would be beneficial if this is a group account that is accessed by more than one member, so that there is cover in case of sickness or other unforeseeable circumstances. All project activity must be completed no later than the 18th of March 2024. There is an exception for SLAs and FMAs, which must have their annual activity completed by the 31st of March, but only have 4 weeks to submit their final quarterly claim. We now require you to select a primary activity quarter, and you must supply accurate end dates. Failure to provide an accurate end date will result in applications being scored down. For example, if you have given a start date of the 1st of July 2023 for an event, then stated it will run for 1 week later in the application, this is an effective end date of the 7th of July 2023. Please ensure this end date is used throughout the application. Community minor capital items, events and festivals and summer schemes have earlier activity end dates. Please refer to theme guidance notes. Points to consider before applying. Organisations in receipt of public funding must comply with all statutory obligations regarding the delivery and access of projects. Adequate insurance must be in place prior to the project taking place. Purchase of gifts and presentations to individuals are not eligible. Consideration will only be given to projects seeking funding from the Council that is between the minimum and maximum limit for each programme area. EGMS should prevent you from asking over the maximum threshold available. The Council will not accept retrospective applications, i.e. applications seeking funding for projects already started prior to the 1st of April 2023. The Council will only consider 1 application per organisation per programme area. It is essential that applicants submit a copy of their annual audited accounts, independently examined accounts or income and expenditure accounts with the application. These should be the most recent accounts available for your organisation where possible. However, they must be dated within 2 years of the date of application to be eligible. The Council will pay only the agreed sum against each original invoice whenever all relevant conditions have been met and bank statements evidencing expenditure have been submitted. Own labour and hire of own facilities are not eligible items of expenditure. Insurance costs are only eligible items of expenditure if it relates to the project activity applied for. This is subject to Council approval. The themes include financial assistance, small grants or revenue grants, community capital and community facilities minor capital items grants, service level agreements for community facilities, facility management agreements for council-owned community facilities. This is the closed call. We'll start with the most complicated theme first, tourism events. Full programme details can be found in the associate guidance notes. The below in each case is an overview. So private businesses can apply for this theme. The threshold is £5,000 to £15,000 with 60% match funded. So the aim is to support events that attract visitors from outside the district, positively showcases the district, have the total visitor numbers greater than 1,000 and have at least £10,000 of funding to deliver the event, excluding funds from this theme. So the £10,000 additional spend should be evidenced in the budget section of your application in the budget lines. Objectives. Events must support the district becoming one of the premier tourism destinations, contribute to the four main themes of the Council's tourism events programme, fit with the ERT tourism strategy and have the ability to deliver visitor spend. The key point is that in order to be eligible, the event must have a minimum total event cost of £18,334. This covers the £10,000 spend prior to the funding, £5,000 minimum threshold, and £3,334 match funding by the applicant. So the council will only pay a maximum of 60% against each eligible invoice, and the additional spend must be evidenced with your first claim by providing full bank statements with additional expenditure highlighted. I've expanded on this further using the table and 4 different scenarios. So in scenario A, you're spending your minimum £10,000, excluding money from this fund. You're requesting £5,000 from council, and in order to get that full £5,000 back, you need to show an additional £3,334 spend. So all added together, it's £18,334. Scenario B, you've got £10,000 minimum spend. You're looking £6,000 from council. To get that full £6,000 back, you need to demonstrate £10,000 spend, taking into account the £4,000 of match funding, so total event cost of £20,000. And then to be eligible for the maximum £15,000 contribution from council, if you're £10,000 minimum spend, then you need to demonstrate a total spend of £25,000, bringing your total project cost to £35,000 to get that £15,000 back. So another way to look at it is, if you know what your total project cost is, you take off the 10,000 and then multiply that by 0.6 to find out what council contribution you can request. So when you're requesting the money from council, you take into account that that is 60% of your costs. So a way you could think of it is you've got 2 pots of money. Your prior expenditure could be 1 pot, and if you're putting on a concert in an empty field, you could spend that pot on infrastructure for your events, such as the staging, sound systems, lighting, toilets, etc., or any costs that aren't eligible under the tourism events funding. Then you've got your second pot, which is your council money plus your match funding. So you could use that towards your marketing of your event and populating it with personnel, so your first aiders, stewards, security, etc. Council will then reimburse you at 60% of each eligible invoice. If you're VAT registered, that will be net invoice. If you're not VAT registered, then that's against the whole invoice. The remaining cost is then footed by the applicant. So if you have an invoice for £1,000, we will reimburse £600 against that, and then you're liable for the remaining £400, which is why you need to demonstrate more spend than what you're claiming back from council. So come claim time, you would provide us with bank statements highlighted in 2 colours. One colour would be for the expenditure, excluding the claimed items, to a minimum of £10,000. So if you were using it for your staging, lighting, etc., that would be red for argument's sake. Then the other colour, highlighting the invoice amounts you're claiming 60% against, so say that could be in green. So we'd expect a bank statement showing all the up to the £15,000 or £25,000 that you're claiming back, so that you get your full £15,000 award. This one is quite complicated, so if you want to speak to a member of staff, our contact details are at the end and we can endeavour to assist you as best we can. So the following themes are open to all community and voluntary groups. And the first one is community engagement with a threshold of £500 to £1,500. Aim is to improve community development, enhance community engagement outcomes. Objectives: improve community development, enhance community engagement, build positive relations, help communities address local needs, and assist communities to produce improved outcomes in their local areas. Community events and festivals, threshold £500 to £2,000. However, there's a one-day event maximum of £1,000. Aim: to assist community groups in the delivery of small local festivals and events held between the 1st of April 2023 and the 30th of September 2023. This is one of the main changes for this year. Objective: preference will be given to community events and festivals which run consecutively over more than one day. To be eligible for the maximum £2,000 threshold, the event or festival must run over 2 or more consecutive days. Applicants can only apply to this theme or community summer schemes, not both. If you do apply for both, you risk having both your applications withdrawn. Ineligible programs: sports summer programs, large-scale events with an overall cost over £10,000, and events running between the 1st of October 2023 and the 18th of March 2024. A separate sports programs and Christmas illuminations and events themes are anticipated later in the year. Large-scale events should apply to the tourism events theme. Irish language, threshold £500 to £3,000. The aim is to support Irish language community renewal and development or positively engage in the Irish language. Objectives: projects, initiatives that encourage Irish language community capacity building, mentoring and volunteering. It is envisaged this scheme will inspire better developed Irish language communities to partner with newer or developing language communities to share resources and build better networks and encourage volunteering. Or community engagement projects, initiatives to build positive relations, raise awareness and understanding, address perceptions and promote respect for the Irish language. Minority Communities Fund, threshold £500 to £1,000. Aim: to support Protestant, Unionist and Loyalist focused community projects initiatives, or to support Black, minority, ethnic focused community projects initiatives. Objectives: to support projects which fit into one of the following themes. 1. Cultural expression. This theme is an open call for projects initiatives that positively promotes minority community culture, tradition and identity. Or 2. Positively engaging minority communities. This theme is an open call for community engagement projects initiatives to build positive relations, raise awareness and understanding, address perceptions and promote respect for minority communities. Suicide prevention and emotional well-being, threshold £500 to £1,000. Aim: to facilitate community engagement and suicide prevention and support projects in relation to suicide prevention and emotional well-being. Objectives: we wish to enhance community capacity to prevent and respond to suicidal behaviour within local communities. Communities have a critical role in suicide prevention through the provision of social support to vulnerable people, engaging in follow-up care and implementing suicide prevention programmes. Community growing, Let's Grow NMD, threshold £500 to £1,500. Aim: to promote and develop community growing, i.e. fruit and vegetable growing. Objectives: to support and promote community growing, food growing within the district, to support community-based groups to develop their community growing sites, to support community growing groups to purchase tools and equipment for their activities, purchase seeds, plants, compost, soil and other items essential to community growing activities, to support the establishment and upkeep of community orchards. Key points: evidence of landowner permission for the project is required at the time of application. Local biodiversity enhancement, threshold £500 to £1,500. Please note that schools can apply under this funding. We strongly encourage you to work outside of the school grounds and in the community where possible. We strongly recommend that schools think of the wider community benefits that their project will bring. The aim is to assist in the implementation of the Local Biodiversity Action Plan through delivery of practical conservation projects. Objectives: conserve and enhance the rich biodiversity of the district, encourage community participation in the delivery of the Local Biodiversity Action Plan, which can be downloaded from newrymoreanddown.org/biodiversity, create new habitats for wildlife. Key points: evidence of landowner permission for the project is required at the time of application. Projects must adhere to the Habitats Regulations assessment requirements if they're within 5 kilometres of a protected site. The following themes are for constituted community associations only. The applicant must meet the definition of a community association given in the guidance now. Community summer schemes. Threshold £500 to £1,000. Aim to assist constituted community associations in the delivery of summer schemes. Objectives. The purpose of this grant is to assist constituted community associations who run summer schemes for young people over the summer period. Schemes should run for a minimum of 5 full days at 5 hours per day or 10 half days at 2.5 hours per day. Key points. All project activity must be completed no later than the 31st of August 2023. Admission fees for attractions are ineligible items of expenditure, and applicants can only apply to this theme or community events and festivals, not both. And as previously mentioned, if you apply for both, you stand a strong chance of having both withdrawn. The following themes are for constituted community associations which manage a community facility only. The applicant must meet the definition of a community association and community facility given in the guidance notes. Community capital for community facilities. Threshold £10,000 to £75,000. Aim to support capital infrastructure projects for community facilities across the Newry, Mourne and Down District Council area. Objectives. To provide match funding up to 75% for projects which clearly demonstrate they meet the required criteria of Council's Community Capital Fund. To support organisations which own, manage, lease a community facility and provide community services which are defined in the guidance notes. Key points. Minimum eligible total project cost is £13,334. Applicants must meet the definition of a community facility and community association as given in the guidance notes. Community facilities minor capital items. Threshold £500 to £10,000. Aim to contribute towards minor capital items for constituted community associations which own or manage community facilities. Objectives. To provide funding for items to assist with the running of a community facility or technical assistance to develop or enhance a community facility. Key points. Equipment categories are for maintenance to enhance the centre for potential bookings or replacement items. Technical assistance covers economic appraisals or business cases to assist with preparation for future capital applications. Applicants must have project activity completed by the 31st of July 2023. And as previously mentioned for the other themes, you must meet the definitions of a community association and community facility as given in the guidance notes. Also, smaller value items should be bought in bulk so that each group of items is £100 or more. Facility Management Agreement for Council-Owned Facilities 2023 to 2027. There are two thresholds depending on centre size. Lower threshold has a maximum of £4,375 annually for centres under 250 square metres maximum total room floor area. Then the upper threshold is up to £6,500 annually for centres over 250 square metres maximum total room floor area. The threshold range will be provided alongside the facility name in the drop-down menu at the start of the application. The aim is to support constituted community associations who manage a council-owned community facility on behalf of the council. Objective: to support constituted community associations with the running costs associated with managing a council-owned facility. Key points. This is a closed call for listed council facilities only. If your facility doesn't appear on the drop-down list at the start of the application, you must apply for a service level agreement. The amounts awarded will be renewed annually for 4 financial years, ending 31st of March 2027. The claims should be submitted within 6 weeks of the end of each quarter 1 to 3 and 4 weeks at the end of quarter 4, or financial penalties may be issued. Service level agreements for community facilities 2023 to 2027. Two thresholds again. Lower threshold has a maximum of £1,500 annually for centres under 250 square metres with maximum total room floor area. Upper threshold of £3,000 annually for centres over 250 square metres maximum total room floor area. Applicants will need to provide evidence of the total room floor area of the community facility. The aim is to support constituted community associations who manage a community facility within their local community, separate from any associate or parent organisation. Objective: to support constituted community associations with the running costs associated with managing the community facility. Key points: the applicants must meet the definition of a community facility and association as given in the guidance notes, and the amounts awarded will be renewed annually for 4 financial years ending on the 31st of March 2027. And as previously mentioned, for FMAs, the claims should be submitted within 6 weeks of the end of each quarter, 1 to 3, and 4 weeks at the end of quarter 4, or financial penalties may be issued. And that concludes our themes for Call 1. The guidance notes. Each theme has its own guidance notes available for download. Before applying, it is vital to read the guidance notes, which provide the following information. Overview, overarching principles, theme criteria contains the aims, objectives, and eligible and ineligible items of expenditure. It's essential to read these for each programme area you're applying for, and is also highly recommended that you read the completing the application form section at least once prior to filling in your application form in EGMS, particularly this year as we have made a few changes to the process as iterated earlier. Points to consider before applying: for capital grants only, the application process, Stage 1 basic eligibility, completing the application form contains question-specific guidance, assessment criteria, project appraisal and scoring, Stage 2 scoring, what happens next, appeals, useful contacts and links to strategies. Completing the application. Applications must be completed online via the electronic grant management system. You can register for an account at newrymoredown.eformz.info. You select the programme you wish to apply for and click the blue Apply for Grant button. The related guidance notes can be downloaded by clicking on the booklet symbol, and you can sort the grants into alphabetical order by clicking on the up-down arrows after the grants, or if you know which programme you'd like to apply for, you can type the name into the search bar. You select the theme you wish to apply for by ticking the relevant box. This will blank out all the other themes and also highlight which guidance notes apply to that theme. If you have applied previously through EGMS and the contact details for your organisation are the same, you can clone one of your previous applications by selecting it from the drop-down menu and clicking the blue Clone Previous Application button. All details can still be edited, but this saves you the time if most of or all of your information is the same. If you haven't applied before or your organisation details have changed significantly, click Create New Application. The application process comprises of 2 stages. Stage 1, basic eligibility check. All of this stage must be passed in order for the application to be scored and passed to Stage 2. The guidance notes highlight what is included in the basic eligibility, and there's no right of appeal if you fail this stage. Stage 2 has full project appraisal and scoring. This is where the details and benefits of your project are assessed and scored. All applicants should review the assessment criteria provided under the assessment criteria, project appraisal and scoring section of the guidance notes. Questions are scored 0 to 5. The left-hand column enables easy navigation of your application, as well as a check errors feature which locates missed boxes. Please note it's vital to save your form at regular intervals. All essential questions are marked with a red asterisk. Additional question prompts can be found under the blue eye bubble, however this is no substitute for the guidance notes. In 2.5a, the Council's strategic priorities are laid out and you need to select which ones your project will meet. In 2.5b, you need to detail how your project will meet the priorities you've selected. To save your word count, you can use their number to refer to the priority you're discussing. Other relevant strategies for question 2.5 include: for local biodiversity enhancement, applicants should refer to the Local Biodiversity Action Plan. For tourism events, applicants should refer to the Council's tourism strategy. The Council strategies can be downloaded from the Council website, www.newrymoredown.org. Tips for completing the application. Thoroughly read sections 3 and 5 of your programme guidance notes before beginning your application. Each question will only be assessed on the information provided for that question, with the exception of question 2.6, which takes into account the aims and objectives provided in question 2.4. The information provided in these 2 questions will also be used to verify your project end date. Don't assume the assessment panel has any prior knowledge of your group or project. Keep answers concise, relevant to the question being asked and the funding being sought. Activity information in question 2.6 should be sufficiently detailed that an assessor in theory could turn up to participate in the activity and know exactly what to expect. Groups will be notified of the outcome of their financial assistance application around 12 weeks after the closing date. Other useful tabs, you've got draft applications. So when you click in here, you can pick up where you left off from previous applications, or you can refer back to other applications you may have compiled in the past. Submitted applications, these show all the applications you've submitted before and what status they are in, so whether they've been withdrawn, been successful, or rejected. Correspondence tab allows you to review application letters such as the letter of offer. Accepting the letter of offer, you can do this in a few different ways by clicking on View Outstanding Actions or the Actions tab itself. If you're applying for more than one program, it can be useful to keep track of your 4-digit application reference number so that you enter the correct information into the correct form. However, Decision Time are working on adding in additional information to help make this easier for you. To accept the letter of offer, you click on the relevant View Form button. This will then open your letter of offer, acceptance, and you just fill it in the same way as you filled in your application. Tick the box and press the green submit button. If you're having any technical issues with accepting your letter of offer, please do get in touch with us as soon as possible. You're typing your names accepted as your electronic signature. As it is an electronic system, it does suffer gremlins from time to time, and we'll do our best to get them sorted out for you. So once you've accepted your letter of offer, you will be issued with a claim and evaluation form, which must be completed within 6 weeks of the end of your project. A how-to guide for claim submission is available from the Programs Unit. To get a copy, please email programsunit@nmadd.org. We're also running procurement and how to submit a claim workshops as well. So all your projects must adhere to Council Procurement's requirements. So I'll give a wee overview of that now. So for less than £250, price checks should be carried out either by checking different websites, calling for quotations, or visiting similar shops, and a record kept. It can be as simple as comparing different brands of butter in the supermarket. For example, £250 and 1 pence up to £5,000. There should be emailed requests for quotation detailing the item or service specification or requirements. Also, any selection criteria to be used if it isn't on price alone, e.g. availability. The sent emails, return quotations and reason for selection should be kept on file, and a procurement summary report completed. If your project is selected for full verification, the procurement summary report should be submitted as part of your claim. And we do front load that information into your letter of offer, so your letter of offer will tell you if you're fully verified or not. And even if you aren't fully verified, you should keep all your procurement evidence on file for a minimum of 2 years in case you're selected for audit. For projects £5,001 up to £30,000, a formal request for quotation must be carried out and all associated documentation retained and submitted. If required for full verification, full details of the process can be provided by the Programs Unit upon request. For any additional information, contact the Programs Unit. Email programsunit@nmadd.org or phone 0330 137 4040. Alternatively, theme-specific help can be found under the Useful Contact section of the guidance notes. A special thank you to the Ring of Gullion AOMB for the permission to use the images of their AOMB calendar competition entries in this presentation. For further information about the calendar competition or Ring of Gullion, visit www.ringofgullion.org. Thank you for your time.